The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, all you beautiful people. Oh, we are having glitches and glitches and glitches and more glitches tonight. So it's going to be one of those nights. It's like a Monday on a Tuesday. So welcome to the A Show. I am your hostess, April Hunter, and my name used to be up there, but all of a sudden now we can't do that with StreamYard. So that's me, April Hunter. And Eva D will be joining us. She was here for a second and then she glitched out. So thank you for being here. We are going to cover, hopefully she's got a lot of the news stuff. We're going to cover a lot of stuff tonight. We have, we're going to talk about the accountability, like what that actually means. We're going to talk about Christmas cards and the fact that I'm sending some out to you guys. We're going to talk about the miracle of certain vitamins and how they affect us, some current events and some weird stuff going on with FEMA that I don't know if people know about. And some good news stories too. So, hello, welcome to be here. Welcome to be here. I'm happy to have you. So, I see Michael. I see Bigwig, Ali, Alex, Michael. Let's see, Michael again, Winona. Thank you for joining me this evening. And there she is. She's back.
I am
so sorry. Hi. Welcome. So before we get started, if you are watching and if you're on, if you're on YouTube and you like the show, can you please subscribe and add us to your notifications or share the show? It would help us. And when we have more subscribers, we can get more guests. So more good guests. The more subscribers, the better the guests. So that would help us tremendously, and sharing the show helps tremendously as well. And hi, cool, awesome dude. So I hear your birds. Are we supposed to drink?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Is the door shut or is it open?
No, the door is shut.
All right. Every time you know the deal. Every time one of her birds squawks, we get to have a drink.
Yes. I think I'll be drinking a lot tonight.
So we left off last week and we didn't know what was going on. We left off on election night, and since then we have had we know the results. So
yes.
It's been a very interesting week, right? Yeah. Bigwig says we're going to be drunk in 10 minutes. So Cool Awesome Dude said, I hope we can have some female wrestlers and managers on here. Well, like I said, if we have enough subscribers and followers where we look kind of impressive, and we can try and get some more people on here. So
you are impressive.
I know, right?
There you go.
Speaking of wrestling, you guys, and thank you, Cool Awesome Dude, for the biddies. I appreciate it. If you throw some biddies, we flex those tatas. Speaking of wrestling, if you are in the North Carolina area at the end of November, right after Thanksgiving, I am there as well for WrestleCade. So I'll be there on Saturday the 30th. And this is my first wrestling show in a long time. I think the last one I did was like WrestleCon during WrestleMania, like 2-3 years ago. So it should be a good show. So I'm there. It's one day only. So come say hi. Miss Eva will be with me, and come say hi to both of us. So
I'm excited, actually.
I am too. It's going to be a good time, and it should be nice weather too. Yeah. So what do you want to start with here?
Well, there was a lot of things, going on in the world. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not going to get to see much of the chat tonight.
I can relay things to you or put them on the screen. Can you see it on the screen if I pop it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have Twitch open. That's all I can see.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. And
they're especially loud tonight. Cheers.
Time to drink.
Yep.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Let's get drunk. Get drunk on the A Show. Okay, so let's just do a quick catch up if you want on. I hope everybody's feeling better. Everything's
Yeah.
over from last week,
Oh,
and fatigue is real, and
it
I hope
is.
everybody's doing okay.
I'm just happy there are
And
no more political ads. Yay!
right, what are they going to focus on now?
Right.
Well, how everybody's going to get destroyed next year, and how we might have a new hurricane.
Uh,
Um, so anyway, some of the things have been going on since this happened. We talked about Mexico.
mhm.
Mexico, all of a sudden, the caravans and things are stopping. It's amazing how Mexico all of a sudden cares.
Yeah, why is
Uh,
that? Why are they stopping immigrants at the border now? And hello, Isban, and hi, Emmanuel. Uh, Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estás? So,
yeah, in with the Christmas ads. So
Viva
right, Allie.
Guadalajara. Sí, 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 sí. Yeah, so why? Why did that happen? It's
Well,
crazy.
I'm guessing they're just gonna want to be in the graces of the new administration coming in,
Yeah.
and it's going to pay better for them, I would imagine, if they work with us and against us going forward. And same thing. Look at the New York mayor out of the blue. What was it? The day after the election,
Mhm.
he cut the immigrants' food cards off, which I agree with you. It may not be the best
I don't
idea.
know if that's such a great
There,
idea. I
yeah,
get
there's
it.
got to
I
be other
understand it.
options.
And honestly, I don't think
Yeah.
that. And Red Sunny, hi, what's up, Jameer? I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna take. I know a lot of people are angry about the food cards and
Right.
the housing and stuff like that, and I understand completely where that comes from. I really do, especially when we have so many that are in need. Veterans and all the people in North Carolina that are suffering right now, and
Right.
and and beyond. It's Maui, everything. But um, New York City, they option to be a harbor area, a harbor city. Abram
Oh, yeah, that's right.
said we
Hmm.
want them. They wanted them, and I feel like 2 days after the election, when I guess if the Democrats didn't win, all of a sudden they cut their food cards off. Like that's so like, oh, you didn't help us win. Screw you. We're cutting your food off. So, and a hungry lion knows no bounds. So you said you were going to take them. You freaking feed them. Don't be inhumane about it. So
Exactly. That's the thing that gets me.
don't do that.
Mm.
Don't do that.
Is
These
there
are
other states
people.
probably
These
going
are
to follow?
people. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So, you know,
And that brings it right to, didn't you say lack of accountability for what's going on?
yeah. And Isban says, according to reports, the van was coming from Guatemala. So that was
Okay.
the van that was apparently, allegedly, I didn't do so I would have to be cross-referenced, but stopped at the Mexican border. I'm sure the Mexican officials don't really appreciate all these people coming through all the time too, because that has to be a drain on them and their resources as well.
I was
Um,
wondering how they're able to keep up with all this that's been going on.
so I,
Hello.
I don't know. And hi, Kenny P. What's up? So yeah, Michael says no more politics. Yeah, I'll be
I'm
happy to
with
put
you.
that. I'll be happy to put that behind us too.
I'm not ready for
So
Christmas or anything, but I am ready for the politics to be over.
I am too. I really am. One of the things that I think that is not political so much, but is more of a big picture thing is I think one of the problems we're dealing with in the United States here, and I don't know if it's elsewhere too. I just it probably is elsewhere. And I'm trying to fix this microphone. I'm not sure it's working out. I think we're dealing with a severe lack of accountability, and that is what's leading to so many problems.
How come?
So, a lot of people say, oh, it's this that's a problem, it's that it's the problem. I think it's lack of accountability.
Mhm.
People aren't being held responsible for the things that they do and say.
Right.
And if you have no accountability and you can run wild, then why wouldn't you? So if
That's
you
true.
have, back in the 80s, the drug companies were absolved of accountability for side effects for vaccines. So literally, if they wanted to, they could put cyanide in them because
Mm.
they have no accountability. If you are a government and you can overstep and there's no accountability, why wouldn't you if you are power hungry?
Right.
So we're seeing this and nobody's getting punished. So when was the last time you saw someone who has been deceptive or hurt people or killed people or lied? When was the last time you saw anybody punished for lying or hurting people
It's been,
that did something wrong?
I
that did
can't
something,
even think of
did something
anything.
wrong.
Yeah.
Now, when was the last time you saw somebody punished for telling the truth or pointing people in the direction of the truth?
Quite often we see this almost every day.
Yeah, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
So if you even get a part of the truth right, if you even like point people in the direction of the truth, you're censored, you're fined, you're deplatformed, you're abused, you're ganged up on, you're what's that word I'm looking for? The gaslighting is, that's like people
Yeah.
gang up on you and bully you.
Right.
You are, you can be fired. I mean, look at, it's everything from like this tiny little platform to Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. So they leak paperwork, or they leak information, things that people really need to know of what are, what's happening. And they're the ones that are punished. What does that say? It sends a clear message, like, don't do the right thing.
Yeah. And what's that teach kids?
Oh, I know. It's awful.
You know,
And that's
we have
another
to deal
thing.
with, yeah.
That's another thing. The kids aren't held accountable anyway. Like you can't spank them, so they can do whatever they want. And what do you take their phone away, right? They're not, they're not held accountable either. That's why, it's
Right.
crazy. So
And it's going to keep going as they grow. They grow up, and what happens when all of us are too old to take care of ourselves? And you think they're going to help us?
People.
No,
No, and,
they're not.
I know. What's up, Notary and Winona? How are you doing? And yeah, that's what Winona says. That's why people are absolutely losing their effing minds right now. Monkey see, monkey do. I agree. And Kenny P says he's been banned or given timeout at least 50 times or more for speaking the truth and trying to help open minds. It's crazy, right? Michael says that people need to take responsibilities for their action. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Speaking of monkeys.
Oh,
sorry.
wait. So staying on that one for a second. On the accountability. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this. I mean, it kind of made the rounds, but maybe they didn't. But did you see that FEMA? Now we know that government agencies are fairly inept. A lot of people will argue that they're not evil, they're inept, but I'm thinking that they're evil now. So FEMA had an inside memo written, passed around to deliberately in Florida after Hurricane Milton skip houses where there were Trump flags and Trump signs out front, and to not return any contact. So if there was a political sign out front for Trump of any type, FEMA refused to acknowledge, help, or respond. That's
I
evil.
wouldn't have believed. I honestly wouldn't have believed that till I saw it myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
So I want to thank any whistleblowers.
Yeah, that was released by a whistleblower.
Thank you.
So did that happen in North Carolina too? Has that been happening and we just don't know? Because we've had three hurricanes, and North Carolina is heavily red. So has this been going on the whole time?
Quite honestly, we'll never know. We'll never know.
I know. That's the problem. And quite honestly, if I were, I'm not anything. I'm NPA, no party affiliated. But if I was even the most left of left, I would still be so angry over this, because most people who are left have family members who are, somewhere along the way. So most of them have a Trump person in their family. And that means their mom or their father or their grandfather or somebody would have been left out, like just to be decimated because refused help. It's so awful. Yeah, it's so awful. So
I don't know what the answers are, but when getting that out there, those type things, hopefully will stop the habit.
The woman was fired.
Yeah,
that's it. Fired. Why is she not in jail? Why has she not been fined? Why is she not This is again accountability. Big deal. Fired. Obviously, she hated her job anyway.
Well, that's,
So
I'm going to ask if anybody on here seen any of those things that you even talk about on a regular basis on mainstream media. Because
mhm.
unless it makes mainstream media, they're not going to be held in any accountability at all.
I know. And we've got
So
some late joiners here. We've got Chuck, hello, and War Demon, and who else do I see? Marvelous Wolf, hi.
hello.
Yeah, and let's see. Kenny P said, "Don't
Yeah.
even need to spank them. Need grown men who are loving but stern. A father can be intimidating without ever harming their child. It's
Mhm.
respect that is lacking from this modern world as far as children." Yeah,
Well
you know
said.
what? Well
Well said.
said. Well said. And I totally agree with that. Welcome, everybody. I was saying that if you're listening and you like our show, even just a little bit, could you follow us and could you set your notifications and share the show? Because the more followers we have, the better the guests we can get. So we
Yes.
appreciate that when you do that.
On
So
all
yeah,
platforms, please.
that's what we got going on. All right, so I have Christmas cards going out for you guys if you want them. And by you guys, I just
Woo!
mean you all. But if you want Christmas cards this year, what I'm going to do is I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it because I feel like I'm scattered and behind. But if you are a member, paid or free, on my Patreon page, it's patreon.com, April Hunter. So you do not have to pay to be on there. If you are a member to any capacity, just signed up, follow, whatever. What I'm going to do, I will post on there how to get a Christmas card sent out to you, and you shall have one. Ask and you shall receive. So there will be specific instructions on how to get it, and I will tell you how to get it. I have a new one this year. No one has seen it yet. It's going to be exciting. And yes, War Demon. So this was what was a birthday gift? Was this one was a birthday gift?
Nice.
It was a birthday gift from ours. Maybe it's just a regular gift, but it does kind of fit, right?
Oh, yes, it does.
In more ways than one.
Do you guys think April's crazy, or do you think it's just the location of the saying?
Yep. So thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
That's cool.
Yeah, Kenny's saying he's NPA also.
Me too. Me as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I think everybody should move to being not registered at any party. It really irritates them. So,
Well, look what happened in let's say Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Just picking that out.
Yeah.
It's supposedly all blue. Everybody's Democrat. Yeah, sure they are. So they just don't want to change their affiliation or don't get
Yeah.
time. So anyway, all
I
right.
know. I
Election
just
stuff.
labels. I hate labels,
I'm with you.
What was I going to say? I found this out today that
Okay.
if you, registered independent, right? So
Mhm.
nice. Yeah, I know we have a lot of independents and NPA on here,
Yeah.
which is always really impressive because one of the reasons we started this was because the moderate voice was not being heard. And I found out actually last week that it's the moderates. And by the way, we are 51% of America. The moderates were the ones being censored the most. And people who are preaching unity and,
Mhm.
Everybody join in unity, they were the ones being shadow banned. So that would be me. So yeah, they really don't like moderates and they really don't like unity. So isn't that great? So we like unity. We love unity
Yes.
here.
Doesn't matter who you are, what you are. Unity is a good thing.
Yeah, all the greatest things that have ever happened in our history are because people got together.
Yeah.
So
And
people
we
got
need
together.
to.
Yep. We need to.
More than ever. People need help.
Yep. Yeah, and if you got to remember too right now that a lot of people are angry and they're afraid, and it's you be patient with them and try to understand, and don't lash out and don't add to that craziness that's going on online if you can avoid it, okay? Because the best thing that can be done right now if you are is to try and be understanding and empathetic. So there's a lot of people that are nervous right now, and I do believe we have to make sure that we hold this administration accountable as well.
Absolutely.
and pay attention to everything going on. So that's all.
Negativity breeds negativity.
It does. Everything's energy,
Yeah.
and energy is
Yeah.
so contagious.
So, that part of everything's over. Let's rebuild,
Yeah. Yeah.
for everything, including from the hurricanes, all the above. There's so much BS going on everywhere. And, but besides that, um,
Okay. Well, I was going to
Okay.
say, I found out something today that was really interesting and it makes sense.
Sure.
So, a friend of mine was saying how he has had really good luck with B1, which is also called thiamine, for his anxiety. So, he was telling me that his therapist recommended it. What his therapist used to do was marriage counseling. And he would get people in there who were just, fighting. So he would send the couples out after he would give them B1, which is also, like I said, also called thiamine. And then 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, bring them back in and they were calm. So if you have anxiety, it's helps temper your anxiety. So you can take a B1 thiamine supplement 2 or 3 times a day. Men have to take a little bit more than women. And here's something else that's beneficial. It works for dogs as well. So you can find either supplements for them that have B1 and thiamine in it, or you can give them thiamine because certain dogs are prone to anxiety. I think pit bulls are one of them. Also, you get the little ones that tend to be yappers, like yeah. So you can supplement because some of them just don't make enough B1. So you can help calm them down by giving them a thiamine, supplement. So
Did your friend mention anything about like dosages? Like
no, but
like
it's
what?
easy to find. You can look it up.
Okay, good. Thank
So
you.
yeah, and you
Good
can,
idea.
if you have anxiety, you can take a little extra, and it does calm you down quickly. I tried it today. It worked.
Yeah,
So yeah.
good.
Big Wig says a small dog will bite you faster than a big dog. Napoleon complex.
Oh yes.
Do you know?
Yes.
Do you know the dog that bites and attacks the most?
What's that?
Chihuahuas.
Yep.
They are known to be the most. They're the dog. They are the attack dog. So
Yeah, they cause the most damage and the most medical emergencies when it comes related to dogs
it's
across
funny
the
how
country.
pit bulls wear that
Right.
crown for some reason,
Right.
but it's actually Chihuahuas.
Yeah, it's
So,
amazing. It's
yeah.
also too how even a Chihuahua, you can't. Here, a friend of mine's got a mix between a Dachshund and a Chihuahua, and she said I can never. I can.
Dachshund?
Yeah, she says I can't beat the Chihuahua out of the dog.
Yeah.
As a joke, of course, obviously she wouldn't do that, but
Yeah.
the Chihuahua comes out once in a while and it's vicious. Speaking of animals, the squirrel, just for fun. I don't know if everybody saw this, but on the stage where Kamala was getting on the, I just said her name wrong. Excuse me.
I call her
where she
Kamala
was
too, like the Ugandan giant. Like I just call her that.
I'm sorry. On stage before she got up to talk the day after the election, I'm gonna guess somebody let a squirrel loose. A squirrel went running across.
I heard that.
And everybody was talking about, hey, there's Peanut. So that's all I'm gonna say. I just thought it was funny.
That's funny.
I won't go anywhere else with
the
that.
Ghost of Peanut was
The Ghost of Peanut
was honored. So for those of you who don't know, there was a gross abuse of government overstep in it was a wild animal rescuer's how do I put this? He was a rescuer and he rehabbed a squirrel and a raccoon and used both as a teaching tool. They couldn't be released back into the wild, so he used them as a teaching tool to explain these are not pets. So you know the story better, right?
I know about the story, yes. So they were using the education tools to help raise money for their rescue, which takes in goats and other types of farm animals, if I understand. And apparently the couple that runs the rescue has an OnlyFans page.
Is that what it was?
Doesn't mean, Yeah, it doesn't mean
So there was a Karen.
anything.
There was a Karen that reported
There
them,
was a
right?
Karen. That
I
doesn't
didn't
mean
know there
it's
was an
nude.
OnlyFans.
And so apparently this Karen, let's say, really barked up a lot of trees to get the authorities involved. And instead of the authorities handling it like properly, they went in and took the animals, euthanized them, and they also searched their home and did a bunch of other things that were unnecessary.
Yeah, like
And
they went and got search warrants and raided the place,
right,
kicked down the
right,
doors, did a 3-hour search and separated the husband and wife, and killed
right.
the animals right in the driveway right out front.
Now I
So
am going to say something on that about wildlife being, I did that for about 15
yeah,
years with a rescue. So just to make things clear, Florida and most states, you cannot possess wildlife at all without being either registered, certified, however the state requires. And you definitely cannot do them or use them for educational purposes
mm,
without a license. So I have unfortunately seen that here, and with my own eyes, the wildlife control take an owl and put them down by
yeah.
law right there in the driveway.
Well, who
And that's
suffers
just
is the
federal law.
animal. The animal suffers.
Right,
You
right.
know.
So this particular couple was not licensed. They were using them for money. So it went really bad though. It did not have to happen like that. So it breaks my heart after doing that kind of thing for a long time. I wish and I hope that the learning point out of this is to make sure you have the proper licensing, and it doesn't take all that much. It just takes some time and effort and not a lot of money either.
Yeah. So there was 2 wrongs there and no rights.
Yeah, right. And who lost the animals?
Yep.
So anyway, that's
Yeah.
all.
No, that's a fair assessment from somebody who has been there and done that for many, many, many years. And
Yeah.
Allie said, "Pit bulls and Rottweilers scare me, but Chihuahuas don't scare me a bit. And pit bulls and Rottweilers are aggressive and deadly if not trained properly." I'm gonna
Sure.
disagree with that only because I've had so many pit bulls, and I foster them. I get them off. A lot of times, I get them off the streets where they have had no training whatsoever. And most of the time, hang on a second. Most of the time, that's what they're like, right there.
Hey,
They
buddy.
they just want to be in your lap, curled up in a ball, like attached to your hip, and
He is a
they
sweetheart.
think they're the size of a Yorkie, and they right. They honestly, they just want to be on your lap all the time. Now, not all. You can get problem dogs across the board, no matter what. And you can get great Chihuahuas. I'm not saying Chihuahuas are a problem. The Chihuahuas, I've seen some really adorable, sweet ones. I'm just saying that typically, as far as dogs, the ones that the dog that attacks the most, statistically, is the Chihuahua. Of course,
Right.
that bite doesn't do as much damage as a larger dog bite. I think the dog bite with the most PSI is the German Shepherd, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure which one's the Rottweiler or Pit Bull stronger, but I think they're pretty equal on that.
Yeah, I
that
think it's
strength.
actually the Rottweiler.
Yeah, could be.
yeah,
And I know
Pit Bulls-
Dobermans are up there too.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're trained for,
So-
right? So, and I there's a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not. Like I know pit bulls pretty well in and out because I've been doing it for so long. But allegedly, this is a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Somebody might be able to correct me. But allegedly, there's the difference between the blue nose and the red nose. So the red nose, again, allegedly, they say has been bred to be a little bit more aggressive, whereas the blue noses were not. So
Didn't know
in
that.
my own personal experiences, I've had both. And my experience with that, I would concur, because Pax was a red nose.
Mhm.
Whereas Max is a blue nose. And Pax would not take crap from anybody. So
No, even though he was old and handicapped, that
yeah,
boy
he's
had
old,
something to
deaf, and
say. You
part
let him.
blind, but he would not take crap.
Nope, but he protected you no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah,
But he was a sweetheart.
he
a
was.
sweetheart.
Yeah. I learned a lot from him. I fostered elderly dogs, and you know how we can get into this like thing of self-pity sometimes, where it's just like, oh, life is hard and this and that and blah and blah and blah. Okay, so I'm telling you, if you foster an elderly animal, they will put your life in perspective so quickly. This dog was part crippled. I eventually had to put him in a cart because he couldn't walk well at all, and then he couldn't walk. He was stone deaf. That was part of why they gave him to me, is because I work with deaf animals because of sign language. And he picked up sign language really fast, and he had a hard time with seeing too because of his age. He did not give a fuck.
Nope.
This dog lived life. He didn't let anything hold him back, not his bum leg, not the lack of hearing, not his sight. He just went out and plowed through people's yards and ran after the ball, and he loved to break balloon. Like he would go after a balloon like it owed him money. He loved to break a balloon. Like Christmas time, I do it like Christmas party, and there would be balloons everywhere. And when I take those balloons down, he'd be like, ah! So like it was like just a ball. So yeah, actually Max was named after Pax. So
what was Max's original name?
Morty.
Morty.
So we took Morty and Pax and combined them. And that's that he became Pax's namesake. So that's how that went. So
he still gets called Pax anyway.
He still does every once in a while, yeah. But then I also had Chance, I had Buddy, I had there was that one Meadow. It was the puppy. Do not foster puppies.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God. she was like a little pea factory. So but yeah. But yeah, it breaks my heart to see these breed restrictions going in, because it seems so narrow, and there's so many good dogs out there, and it just punishes the dogs. But yeah, I've had such a great time with my own pit bulls, but I'm a big believer in disciplining and training too. That's just me.
You want to teach us some sign language?
No. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So this is okay.
Can't
Let's
see.
see. This is help. Okay. So
yeah.
help you. Help
Okay.
me. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So this is need. So you need help. No, this is can. Can you help me? So
Like, can
you help me?
help me?
So no.
Nice. No.
No.
What? Okay. Just
Eat
no.
shit and die.
Yeah, that I know.
Eat shit and die.
I like it.
Or this is bullshit. So with anything, you got to learn the swears first, right?
Right, absolutely. That's the first things I learned when I was a kid in Italian.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's funny.
Yeah.
So it does help, when you're in crowds. I have to admit, I can usually see what you're saying from across the room.
Yeah, it's like a secret language, right?
Yeah, I wish I need to learn it better.
Oh, when it says "fuck around and find out," that's usually FAFO, right? So believe it or not, this is F. So okay is different in sign language. So it'd be okay. So fuck around would be FAFO. So or maybe fuck around and find out.
Oh boy. All right. Somebody's gonna have to, you know what? Record yourselves, people, and send it to April.
There you go.
Or post it on Twitter and tag her, or X, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So this is your version of sign language,
There you go.
and not a middle finger.
And thanks. Welcome, Raphael. So yeah, it's funny. So a lot of people, like, I guess in San Francisco, no
Mm.
sign language. I don't know why. Um,
Huh.
but I think they use it because of crowds, so they can like talk to the friends across the room. Like,
Mm.
do you have beer? So yeah, but so it's nice to have a secret language with your friends that you can talk about whatever from across the gym, across the room, talk shit in front of people. You know,
I'm game for that.
I know it's weird. And one of the things that's the weirdest thing, even with sign language. And hi, Sportsmaster, what's up? Oh, Red Sunny, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the things weird with our language that almost every other country or every other language rather has is a
Mm.
distinction. I've talked about this before with the word love. So
Okay.
even in sign language, we have multiple, or I should say they have multiple versions. So you have like love, that's friend
Mm.
love, like, hey man, I love you. And then like romantic love is love. But in our language, in English, which is a really strange language, if you think about it and study the English language, it's strange. And I really wouldn't want to learn it as a second language because it's so freaking complicated. So those who speak English as a second language and do it even remotely well, I have a lot of respect for you, because it's because people who were born in America often don't grasp the English language very well. Not properly anyway. And I
Right.
have a degree in this and I still screw up. But in our language, we have one word for love. Just one. That's it. And we love our mothers and we love our children and we love our spouses the same way we love pizza or we love going outside or we love
Mhm.
wine. You know what I mean? It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like there's
I
no differentiating a lot of things.
expression going with what you say, I think, has a lot to do with it, or how you put it in a sentence as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but who am I? I'm not good at English.
So, well, no, I mean, well,
I shred everything apart from that Philly talk.
that's a
Um,
Pennsylvania thing.
yeah.
Pennsylvanians, they often take the English language, walk it around the corner, beat it over the head, body slam it, and then bring it back and try and it's
Yeah. What's this
Pennsylvanians
called?
have their water. Pennsylvanians have their own thing.
Water. Water.
Water.
There it is.
Water.
Water. I
Yeah,
try to
say
change the way I say things.
Yeah, they say it's actually
Huh?
one of the most difficult language, the Pennsylvania accent, especially different areas, is one of the most difficult accents for actors to learn.
That's why I like that one show that they had on
Yeah, the
HBO.
mayor of Easttown.
Yes,
Yeah,
because they spent so much time doing so well.
she nailed it. That's Kate
Oh yeah.
Winslet, right? She's amazing. Huge
Hmm.
fan. Huge fan.
Yeah. So anyway, I know we
Yeah,
went all
yeah,
over the
Ward,
place on
you're
that.
right. Our language is not English; it's the U.S. language, so it's like an amalgam
True.
of, it's a smash up of different things. So it's funny.
Very
I always
true.
thought for the longest time when I was a kid, I thought our language was Latin. I didn't realize our language was Germanic.
I thought it was
And
Latin too.
yeah, we don't have an official language in America, but
Mm.
at one point we were like 3 votes away from having German as our official language at one point
I
in
didn't
this.
know that.
Yeah, we almost had German as our official language, and by not having an official
Mm.
language, it's actually financially beneficial for us, especially if you're a small business. Like my former sister-in-law runs a skincare line out of Canada, and
Mm.
when you have an official language, like Canada has 2 official languages, so every single thing she brings in has to be in English and French. So if you have an official language or 2 official languages, by law, whatever you bring into the country has to be in that language or whatever official languages they are. Whereas for us, by not having an
Mm.
official language, we can get away with bringing whatever we want and not pay extra, not deal with the red tape and all of that. So think about all those like stores, like bodegas and you know, Asian stores and things like that, where they can just bring their stuff in, you know, where you can get like all natural, clean food without all the crap in it. So
Here's something interesting. So I just typed that in because I was curious about that.
Mhm.
And yes, it looks like it was brought up again in September of this year, and as a United States official language being English, and it never went anywhere. But
you don't
I
want that.
know
Republicans say they
Florida,
want it, but you don't really want it. Trust me.
well, Florida's official language is English, and I do remember them putting that into law. And I just
Yeah.
looked it up, 1988. It became official English law in Florida.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're
Um,
mostly, we're like 50-50. We're half Hispanic here.
True.
Yeah.
So
So they
interesting.
probably did that so they could have the, you know, the first language be, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
St. Augustine is the oldest inhabited city, I think, in the
Mhm.
United States from the 1500s. And it was,
Yes.
it's from Spain, Spanish people. So, I
Mhm.
mean, proper Spain with proper Spanish, and they're still there. So,
It's interesting hearing different accents all the time down here.
yeah, I love it. I love it. It's one of the things I really love about living here. It's very actually diverse, and live and let live, and all the food.
Food.
Yeah, but our country in New York was originally called New Amsterdam.
Mhm.
So yeah.
All kinds of information going on.
Yeah. So
Did we bring?
imagine New Yorkers being called New Amsterdamers. Those dammers.
That'd be
Um,
funny.
Kenny says, speaking of Kate Winslet, something Leo is actually a dude, lesbian. All those 20-year-olds are beards, and he will marry Kate years down the road, and it will be a mutual marriage. That's an interesting theory.
That is. Wow.
That is a proper conspiracy theory right there.
I like that. Put your hat on there, Kenny.
It's a proper tinfoil hat right there, mate.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah. You never know. You can't rule anything out these days.
Yeah. What else do you have? And I'll go over what we
Well,
talked about.
for people coming in late, in case you didn't catch it,
Mhm.
I am doing a Christmas card this year. If you would like one, go over to patreon.com/April Hunter. And if you are a member there and you do not, it's paid or free. So you can be a free member too. I will be
Mhm.
posting, I haven't done it yet because I'm a little behind with all the storms and everything going on here. But if you are a member there to any capacity, I will be posting how to get a Christmas card. And it's a brand new one. We just did the photo shoot. No one's seen it yet. And I'll be happy to send one out to you if you would like one. So ask and you shall receive. So I'll put up those instructions shortly. So I'll be collecting all
And it
your
has to be on
addresses.
Patreon.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. I think I'm going to try and make my life a little
Excuse me.
easier. So what I will
Okay.
do is I will have them get the information from Patreon, and then they can email me. So
Okay. Wonderful.
and War Demon saying here's where you can post videos or your attempt at sign language for April on Discord. So it's discord.gg/JZTWX7WD. So you kind of have to click on that in the chat to catch it. But hey, we do have a
Awesome.
Discord, and Chris is running that, War Demon. So thank you for
Chris.
doing that. And Kenny says he's always got the tinfoil hat on. Yep. Hell yeah, you have to these days, right?
Woohoo.
Anybody who is not a conspiracy theorist at this point, I mean, man, come on. Like, come on. We've had 4 years. You got to be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I mean, there's some crazy ones out there, but most of them have come true. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so, and Brian, howdy, welcome. Nice of you to join us. So, yeah, like we went to a Ren fair this weekend, the first one of the season. So Florida has a very short little Ren fair season because it's so freaking hot here. And it was like 90 degrees on Saturday. So we're still in the 90 degrees.
Oh, Sunday, you mean? Sunday?
No, Saturday. We went Saturday.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Hello? Are you off a few days?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
we
you're
went to
right.
the
Oh, my
other thing
God.
Saturday
Yes.
night.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello.
I'm tired. Storms and stuff. Yeah, that's over the weekend. It was 90 degrees. So yeah, I'm blanking. Every day is like the same for me, except for Tuesdays. But yeah, so this weekend we went over to the Ren Fair, and this was one up Lady of the Lakes,
Mhm.
and it was up in like where? Leesburg, Tavares area.
Mount Dora area.
Yeah, had never been before. Probably
Mhm.
wouldn't go back. It was nice enough, if you're in the area, maybe go back, but we wouldn't travel that far again for another one. But let me just tell you, people talk this thing up like it was the second coming of Jesus, all right, as far as food. So they said, they promised us, and this was part of the thing, they said, it's going to be a bunch of culinary students there, and the food is amazing.
Mm.
The food was not amazing.
Nope.
So either we got the people that have never stepped foot in a kitchen before, and we tried a bunch of different things. It was not good.
No.
So
No, the best thing was there was a lot of free things to do.
yes. So yeah, there were a lot of games,
competition.
a lot of games that were either very cheap or free, and that was fun. We love drinking and shooting sharp things.
Or throwing sharp things.
Yeah, so we love throwing sharp things, shooting sharp things. That is so much fun. I guess that's maybe, I was gonna say it's an American thing, but it's not really. It's a it can be an English thing, an Irish thing, a Scottish thing. I mean, it is a Ren Fair, right? And yeah, Speedway said Mount Dora is a great city. The Ren Fair is pathetic. Okay. Yep. Yes. Axe throwing. Definitely. And some guy in front of us.
Tossing.
Axe tossing.
Yeah.
That's basically, we tossed the axes. So basically we had some guy, this has never ever happened before. Some dude and his girl in front of us paid for us to throw axes and paid like double things. So we had a double amount, and we didn't normally, that's like one of the things we spend the most money on. And they're just like, we'll cover them too. We're just like, oh my God, are you Santa Claus or what? So that was nice because we don't make any money doing this. So hey.
It was fun.
Yeah,
those are definitely the fun things about going. So
yeah,
they had quite a few games. Ring toss.
It was fun.
A couple times.
It was fun. Yeah. And yes, we drank. Like we had what are these things? We had a flask, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because again, we don't make money doing this. So mead, I'm not spending mead. Like we had a flask, and we drank the entire flask. So don't judge us, So
and
was that?
It was empty stomachs. There wasn't much to eat. So
no, and what was there was just. I mean, how do you screw
shit.
up a funnel cake? What the fuck, man?
And how do they screw? I still would argue that was Cheese Whiz or whatever that was on the steak. I think that was.
It was terrible, and then.
It was terrible. It's like nacho cheese out of a can.
Whenever she goes, throw extra cheese on. I'm like, put extra cheese on it. We don't even know how they're making it. It comes out saddled in cheese with cheese and cheese and more cheese. I'm like, oh, okay.
And it was like this big,
right?
And we shared it that big.
It was a cheese steak. It was a Philly cheese steak. It was not a Philly cheese steak.
No, it was not.
But
it was edible, I guess.
Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's another one in Sarasota that we're gonna try and catch. Those are fun.
Yes, hopefully, this weekend maybe, and if anybody's in the area.
Yeah, you know what's nice about them, you guys, and if you've been, you know this. You go and it's like a total immersion. Right. Thank you. Who can mess up a funnel cake? They did.
Yeah.
$6 funnel cake. They messed it up.
Anyway. But we were hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. What's fun about the Ren Fairs is it's kind of like a total immersion into another world. So whatever's going on out there, whatever craziness is going on out there with all the bowl and stuff and all that, you can leave it behind, and you walk in and the music is playing if you're lucky, because the last one they went, but hopefully the music is playing and people are kind of dancing around a little bit, and you smell like leather, because everybody's wearing like leather and suede, and you smell like incense burning and lack of deodorant, and
right.
You smell like incense burning and like straw from the horses, and food cooking. There's a lot of smoked turkey legs and stuff like that. And then, you're just seeing everybody in costume. I get like mad at people when they don't wear their their garb, like wear something, like help
Mhm.
us forget about the world. So, it's
Right.
visual, you're hearing the music, you're feeling the vibe, you're smelling the leather and the turkey legs. You're kind of like totally immersed in a different
Mhm.
thing for a day. And it's like you can leave all the crap behind.
Yeah, horse shit, war demon, you're right.
Yeah,
But you know what?
sometimes, but horse shit tends to smell a little sweet sometimes.
Well, then there's the one place we went that had the elephant.
Yes. They do
That
include
was
archery. They have
fun.
archery. They have it.
That was oh yeah, archery. Yeah, that wasn't bad on archery there,
No.
actually.
No, it doesn't smell
Uh,
really. It's actually usually the Ren Fairs smell pretty good. So a lot of
well,
incense and cooking food, and leather.
and
A
there's
lot of
the
leather.
occasional people that haven't washed their clothes in a couple of
No.
years.
Yeah,
Rent fairs.
that's few and far
That's
between,
just
though.
normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so if anybody's in the area down there at Sarasota, stop in. You never know. You might see April walking around.
Wait, hold on. Kenny P says the smoked turkey legs are actually ostrich, at least the ones sold at theme parks that I know of. Is that true?
What?
I know. Well, I know they make beef jerky out of ostrich. Called they call them
Ah.
ostrim. Is that true? Is that?
I'm
'Cause I know
looking that up
ostrich
now.
is super. Yeah, please do. Ostrich is very lean. Oh God, that's crazy.
That's disturbing.
That is just. Oh my God. Yeah. Winona. She goes. Winona says, if I ever went to this, I'm turning my power wheelchair into a throne. Yes.
Oh, when you
should get
coming? Let's do it.
You should get like the Game of Thrones thing behind you, like with all the swords. Definitely.
Oh, that would be cool. Let's do it. Get your butt down here.
Speedway says the smell of funnel cake, urine, and regret reminds me of my last girlfriend. You sound like you're a good time.
Okay, everything I'm seeing, that little bit of ostrich is not true.
Okay, thank God.
I know.
Maybe it's
seeing
where he is.
it could be. I see some people cooking in like bacon fat or ham fat. I see that, but they're all like turkey legs.
That sounds kosher.
They're in fact poultry. Kosher. Yeah, kosher. Perfect.
Cook it in bacon fat.
You can tell we're hungry.
That reminds me of
As we're sitting
joke.
Yes.
Except for the smell of food, I can get all the smells at my local park. No need to go to a Ren Fair.
No, it's the fun of going to the Ren Fair and seeing people.
Can you dance? Or are you going to hear a lute?
Right. And all the costumes and people watching and yes.
Exactly.
Anyway, maybe you'll see April. Maybe you won't.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see her at WrestleCade. You better see her at WrestleCade.
Yeah, I'll be there. WrestleCade. End of the month. I'll be there November 30th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So come and see me. So hopefully you're in the area. So this is the season, you guys. 'Tis the season right now where we tend to gain. How many pounds do you think we gain between October and New Year's? Take a guess.
I'm going to say the average is 20.
What do you think the average amount of weight between Halloween and New Year's is for gaining weight?
That's my guess. I want to see.
Give me a number. Eva says 20. What do you guys think? Put it in the chat. So I'm going to give you a tip. Okay. Speedway says 7 pounds. What else we got for guesses? We got 20. We got 7. We got 50. Allie, what are you eating? I'm going to your house. Red Sunny says 100. Oh my God. You guys are like, what are you eating? Okay,
I know. 15 to 20.
10 pounds. Winona says 15 to 20. Okay, so the average is 12 pounds. So we gain 12 pounds. That is basically almost approximately a pound a week between. Well, it's not the turkey; it's everything else. Ali says he's like, well, I'm from a Puerto Rican family. All right, well, you're eating
there you go.
You're eating well.
Yes.
So 12 pounds between the Halloween season straight through to New Year's Eve. So how do you avoid gaining 12 pounds? So here is one of the ways you avoid gaining 12 pounds. Don't get hungry. So make sure you snack on healthy snacks. So if you know you're going out to eat or you're going to a Christmas party, you're going to a big thing, eat something first. Have a protein drink first. Carry what I call this purse food, but you might call it desk food. Carry snacks with you at all times that are healthy snacks. So almonds and, whatever works for you, like peanut butter things, beef jerky, fruit. Never allow yourself to get hungry, because when you get hungry, that big thing of candy that your, dusk mate has, that you just eat those, red, green, and
Mhm.
silver foil wrapped, whatever, that will
Right.
disappear. So if you stay to the point where you are never hungry,
Mhm.
that is a big deal. Also, yes, try to be aware of the sugar content that you're eating. That is
Mm.
the big thing. Yes, Kenny P says a spoon of peanut butter during the day hits the spot. Yes, eat your
Mm.
fats. The fats help you feel
Yeah.
satiated. They help you feel full and satisfied.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you got to have a strict diet, because it is that time of year where you should enjoy yourself, but there is such a thing as balance. So, for example, if you know you're going somewhere and there's going to be all kinds of pumpkin pie or whatever it is that if your thing is mashed potatoes and pumpkin pie, like, so try and edge out some of the other stuff. So if you, okay, so here's me. I know I love the carbs at Thanksgiving. So the day before and the morning of, I'm not eating carbs. I'm going to skip the bread, skip all that stuff, and go, carb less. And then that morning, I'm not having toast or anything like that. And then just go ahead and have the carbs on Thanksgiving so I can enjoy myself. But I know that I have gone without. And then the next day, I'll probably go without carbs that morning too. So you can kind of balance out. So you can still have what you want, but you're not overdoing it. So it's just a balance. If you know you're going to dinner and you want the potatoes, skip the bread. If you want the bread, skip the potatoes. So you have to choose. You got to choose your poison, basically. What is your thing? And then get rid of the other thing. And if you don't trust yourself to get rid of the other thing, pour a lot of salt on it. Like pour the salt shaker on it. Like pour the entire salt shaker on it and ruin it to where it's not edible anymore. If you don't have that control. I've done that so many
What
times. I'm just like, well, that's ruined. I can't eat that. Okay. Like the French fries, pour the salt shaker on the French fries, ruin them, and then you can't eat them.
what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, wait. And Michael says, stay active, keep moving. Yeah, get outside, walk. It's beautiful
Yeah.
out. This is that time of year where it's crisp and beautiful, and get your ass moving. Do something.
That's why I think it's a good idea after dinner with family or friends, whatever, on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Get out and walk the street, see the lights, see what everybody else is
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Walk
Go
off
for
some of
that
that
walk.
food.
It's always good to walk after a meal. And it's also
Hmm.
this time of year where we've turned back, where we've messed up our system with the darkness early. Walking helps alleviate depression, because people tend to get
Hmm.
depressed this time of year more often than any other year. And a lot of it is because of light deprivation. So if you get outside and you do 30-minute walk each day, instead
Hmm.
of getting on medication, and don't get me wrong, some people really do need medication, but a lot of depression can be alleviated or at least helped with a 30-minute walk and watching your diet. So,
Hmm.
we have serotonin, melatonin, dopamine, and these are chemicals that are integral to our well-being. And if you
Hmm.
start eating foods that give you too much serotonin or melatonin and inhibit your dopamine and your serotonin, you're going to start feeling pretty down. And also the lack of light, it contributes to that. The lack of energy. If you walk and you do 20, 30 minutes, that releases the dopamine. So it lifts you up. So, and hello there, Rum. Yeah.
I
And the,
was just
the
thinking
fresh air
that
helps too. The fresh air
you got
helps
a
too.
bunch of corgis.
I did.
You
Oh, I
got
got Corgos.
you got a
Corgos.
bunch of bits
Yeah.
going on.
Corgo, 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 Corgo. Thank you, Jameer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I
Yeah, cool,
appreciate
awesome,
that.
dude.
Thank you. Yeah, and Kenny says 100% no carbs is the way to go. Only bread is some butter dinner rolls with turkey if decide to make it. Otherwise, prime rib and fresh vegetable for side. Yeah, and everybody's different, but if you overdo the carbs tend to convert into sugars. So, and that's why a lot of people go into that. They call it a turkey coma afterwards, but it's not a turkey coma; it's a carb coma. So, load up on your proteins, you eat your fats, and go light on your
Mhm.
carbs and then carb restrict if you're going to eat them.
What
So
about fasting?
I'm a big fan of the intermittent fasting. I do
Hmm.
it opposite of everybody else. So I'm a night person. So I will eat up until I go to bed. Right before I go to bed, I will have a protein shake, or it's egg whites. It's an egg white protein shake with a little bit of sugar-free coffee creamer in there. And I literally eat right before I go to bed. I always have. I always laugh when people are like, "You can't eat X amount of hours before you go to bed." I'm just like, "Yeah, right. Look at you and look at me." Um, I have my abs and you don't. You're giving bad advice. You can eat before you go to bed. It just depends on what you're eating. So you have to, stick to protein before you go to bed. Um, and then the next day, I just have coffee for hours. I don't eat for a long time. I'm just not hungry either. So I I go probably 14 hours of before I eat again. Most people don't want to do that. Most people will stop eating at a certain point at the end of the night and then just not eat for the rest of the night and then eat the next morning, or if they can wait a little bit in the morning. But going to at least 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours of intermittent fasting is very, very good for you. And it also helps with a lot of issues. If you have blood sugar issues, diabetes, it can help stabilize these things and get you back on track too. So, honestly, if you have diabetes or blood sugar issues, you should be doing intermittent fasting with more of a carnivore diet. If you
Mm.
do that, if you do that for 3 to 6 months, see what see what happens. See if you don't turn yourself around, and then throw in a 30-minute walk 5 days a week. I can almost guarantee that you will turn everything around without
You will feel
medication.
better.
Without
Your joints
medication.
feel
I'm
better.
talking, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. So, but a lot of people aren't willing to make the changes that they have to make. They love the idea of it, but change is something people don't like to do. You have to make them super, super uncomfortable before they'll make the
uh,
change.
I'm a culprit for that.
Huh? Yeah,
I'm
you
a
have to
culprit in
either
that.
scare them or like people will deal with so much discomfort before they will change. And the only reason they'll change is because this thing made them even more uncomfortable. So then they'll be like, fine. So the only thing that's guaranteed in life is death and change. You might as well get comfortable with both,
Mhm.
right?
Well, I I honestly, and I will tell everybody else in here in the chat that your advice has been amazing in helping me. So thank
This
you.
bitch lost 70
Thank
pounds.
you. Hmm. I still got a lot more to go, but thank you.
Yeah, 70
Uh,
pounds over the last, year and a half?
about
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And that's not,
So
she's not even doing something extreme. What do you work out like twice a week?
I try to stick to 3, depending on
Yeah.
work schedule. But
Yeah.
if something like you said, do something. If I'm not on my bike at home or using the bands at home, I'm at the
Yeah.
gym. And I find I go into the gym, getting away from everything, putting on my headphones or
Hmm.
I'm sorry, earbuds,
Right.
and whisk myself away to somewhere else while I'm doing it. So
No.
at
What
least,
was the biggest change that you made?
oh wow, all right. So I did it slowly because I don't like change, and um, as I don't eat as much chocolate anymore. I don't. I do, but I eat better chocolate. I eat dark chocolate, things like that now when I
Okay.
want sugar. I've learned, like you have said too, you taught me some tricks of when I want sweets to dice it up with, either syrup or whip or something. And this way I can have the sugar-free stuff and it actually tastes pretty darn good. Also too, I'm a big cheese eater. I was a big carb eater too. And
Mm.
slowly I just started replacing pasta with other things, with rice or um, eating more vegetables in with my meal and changing it little by little until I found something I actually like to eat though.
Hmm.
Um, and starting to just little things at a time. And now I don't even realize I haven't had pasta in a couple weeks.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah. Pasta's one of the
things
things
like
that we
that.
just, yeah.
You know
Rice
what?
is good.
And I'm
Rice
going to
is good.
say, having autoimmune disease, we automatically want to go buy the cheapest thing out there, which is macaroni, things like that. But
Mhm,
one thing I found is the inflammation in the autoimmune
mhm.
disease can be caused by a lot of certain foods, carbs, red stuff like
Yes,
tomato sauce, things like that.
yep.
So I was already looking to change that just to feel better.
It's the
And
lectins in the tomatoes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it has worked little by little. And it's, I'm doing it slowly for a reason, because it's either got to be a lifestyle change, or I know this bitch ain't going to do it. And it's not going to stick to it. And I've done Weight Watchers that done all that, and I gained the shit right back and fuck right off. So this way, I want to make it permanent. That's it.
Good for you.
So no, thank you.
Good for
And
you.
it is for me. It is for me. So
And War Demon says you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Same with people. I would totally disagree.
I disagree.
I would disagree.
Y-
I taught an
I
old dog sign language, and this one here how to eat.
yes,
No, I
and
think
she,
anybody can change. The problem is, I don't think people change for other people. You have to,
yeah,
they have to change for themselves. So the
it's
most you
for
can
me.
never do, like, this is why a lot of husband and wives have this thing right here where any change that he wants her to do, or mostly it's she wants him to do, she wants him to change. And if he does it, it may not be permanent or whatever, because
Mhm.
he didn't want to change to begin with. He's just doing it to make her happy. So the best you
Right.
can hope for. And hi, everybody joining us late. I see you. Damon, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you for being here. And
Mm.
Chowny Man, hi. So the best thing you can do is hope to inspire somebody to the point
Mhm.
where they want to change. So if they're doing it for themselves, they're most likely to change and, do it because they're investing in themselves. Because honestly, like discipline, self-discipline is the highest form of self-love you can give yourself. It's the highest form of
Mhm.
self-love there is. So, well, for you, losing the 70 pounds, what has been the biggest gain from that? Like as far as how you feel or how you look,
Oh,
what's the biggest
and,
reward for that?
uh, the biggest reward is feeling better, being able to go hiking. You and somebody else on here, and whoever else know that, that was one of my goals. Like, I'm going to get up that damn mountain. I'm going to go to that waterfall. So yeah, those, I had those goals because I felt like I was missing out on things. So
Yeah.
that has been the biggest thing, is I feel better. I can do those things a lot easier now, and not being winded, and my joints feel better. And just inflammation alone of changing the diet just there has done that. So that would be the biggest thing. The second biggest thing is watching the clothes sizes change.
hmm
Um, so, and feeling like, hey, I look better. So,
Yep.
uh, yeah, those are the
Yeah.
biggest things. I feel better. That's number one. Number
Yeah.
one.
Good. You should be proud of yourself.
I am.
You're doing the work. So, and Winona said same way with addicts of any kind. If they don't want to change for themselves, it'll never stick. And I always say that you have to. The same with addictions. You can't just quit something and that's it. You have to replace an addiction with another addiction. So you replace a bad behavior with another acceptable addiction. So say you want to cut back on drinking at night. So what do? Well, maybe go to a gym at night, or go join a meetup group at night, or the things that you enjoyed doing as a kid. Maybe you were into woodworking, or you were writing, or you were crafting, or you were an artist. You replace that behavior with a different, better, more beneficial behavior. So
All right.
volunteer
And
at the
again,
Humane Society, be around the dogs, whatever works. You fill that time slot with something else.
again, thank you. And a lot of people in the group, and a lot of people I've met through the last couple of years of going to the shows with you and helping out, and the inspiration from the people that you have inspired as well. So I thank you and the other people for that, and I'm going to keep going. So
Kenny, thank you. Kenny says, cut out drinking. Now you're taking this shit too far. I'm saying maybe you want to quit drinking. I was every New Year's Eve,
drinking soda. There you go.
My
Sorry.
New Year's resolution is to start drinking or drink more. I'm a writer who doesn't write. I need to write more, and I'm a writer who's sober, which is a terrible thing. So everybody knows that if you're a writer, you should be drinking. So every New Year's, I'm like I gotta start drinking. I need to start drinking, and I don't. So
Well, just hang with Jamie and have rum.
I know, right? Bigwig says I'll replace sex with masturbation. Now I'll replace masturbation with sex. I appear to be in a cycle.
That's great.
Shouty Man says my bad addiction is drinking soda and replacing it with more water. Another option or two that you
I
can
did that.
use would be you have two other options to look into if you want. There are flavored waters if you like them. They're fizzy. And they're not that bad. If you have options, there's also infused water where you can use one of those pitchers where you fill it up with water, but in the middle you stuff in all the stuff you like mint leaves or strawberries or whatever, so oranges, and you put all that stuff in, you can infuse it. And then there's also tea. So you can make your own iced tea. So you don't have to stick to just water if you don't want to.
I get watered out during the day.
Yeah, I got to have something with flavor at night. I'm an iced tea fanatic at night. So that's my thing. And yes, vodka, Kenny P, is the liquor of choice. Here's the other thing for you guys and we'll let you guys go because we've kept you for a little while. But during this holiday season where you're celebrating, let me suggest two things. Like Eva said, try to stick to the dark chocolate because we're going to be chocolating, right? So try to stick to dark chocolate and try to stick to vodka because vodka has a very low sugar content. And honestly, it's the sugar that will get you every time. It's the sugar that will put those inches on your waist. And it's, so vodka is the liquor for the diabetics. That means it's a liquor for all of us. So that one is the acceptable one.
So next week I'll just bring some liquor in my glass instead of water.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, vodka.
Yeah, water with lemon. Yeah, that's not bad. Water with lime. Well, you know what else I love?
Cucumbers.
You can do it that or mint leaves. Grow some mint leaves in your window. They grow like weeds. So throw some mint leaves in your water or your iced tea. So
unless you're like me that kills all those type of plants.
And Damon is saying straight moonshine has a low sugar content, but it's straight moonshine.
Okay.
It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Or we used to say gasoline.
Yeah, you can run your lawnmower on that.
Yep, you sure can.
Yeah, and Winona said the same thing. You can get some moonshine. Just saying, you can tell you're from Kentucky, girl. Seriously.
Right, just saying, Winona.
Yeah.
Come to Florida and bring that moonshine with you.
Yeah.
Well, did you have anything quick to talk about? I know we've had a bunch
that's just it. Like I said, if you guys, for the late joiners, if you guys want a Christmas card, go over to patreon.com/April Hunter and join over there. You don't have to pay anything. Just be a member. It's free. If you do support me, that's wonderful too, but you don't have to. And I will be putting up how to get a holiday card, Christmas card, Yule card, however you want to call it, Kwanzaa card. I will send one to you if you want one. Ask and you shall receive. Feliz Navidad. And Damon says not the way I make it. Now, if you are making moonshine, feel free to send that, and I will be the judge of it. So, and let's see. Earlier, Jameer asked what I wanted for Christmas. This is where I do the Miss America World Peace thing because I really do want world freaking peace. Can we have that? Yeah. I am so tired of things. I want world peace, but barring world peace, I am happy. I love Amazon gift cards. So.
Yep, you can always pick something off of her wish list too.
Yes, yes, I love Amazon gift cards. I love them, but I also really, really do want world peace. We have been so not peaceful for years and years and years. I mean, long before, I just want people to get along. I would love unity. So
absolutely,
I really, really, really would. And I would also like no more hurricanes. That would be nice. So
everybody start saying, hey, keep this sucker away because there's one possibly
pray it away again. So, yeah.
There you go, pray it away.
Anyway, I know we were going to talk about some more stuff going on at current events, but it seems like everybody's current event burned out. So we will keep it light and let you guys go. Thank you for being here with us live. If you want to see me in person, I will be in North Carolina in Winston-Salem on November 30th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving for WrestleCade. That is supposed to be a really big show. Miss Eva will be with me, and we'll have a good time. And you can also catch up with me, like I said, Patreon, April Hunter. You can see me on Instagram, Real April Hunter, Twitter, April Hunter. And somebody, I got nominated, right, to be part of RFK's Healthy Initiative as one of his advisors. Somebody, thankfully, was nominated for that. So probably won't make it, but it's nice to be nominated. And I appreciate everybody who put me forth. If you want to vote on that, you can vote on that. I guess they are taking.
How can they do that?
They are taking suggestions. I don't know. They're taking suggestions for nominees for the people around RFK Jr. who will help with health initiatives. And what's funny
Can you post a link?
I can try and do that. What's funny is one of the things that you have to prove that you did was speak out against authority and speak out against the narrative during
who do we know?
These past few years. So you have to send links of where you spoke out against all of it. So it's kind of funny that you have to prove that you were a modern day warrior on that one. So,
I support you. Support April.
There you go. Man, that's some scary shit to do that too. And Bigwig sent me something very, very nice on Twitter saying, I admire your courage. And that actually warmed my heart. Thank you so much. Because I have been absolutely terrified at times to say some of the things I've said, to write some of the things I've written, to publish some of the things that I've put out there. It has heart pounding terrified before I hit publish. And I really appreciate, that. I appreciate when people recognize it. And I appreciate that comment. I've gotten a few of them. And that is the kind of thing that really means a lot to me. So anybody can show their boobs. It takes a lot to show what's in your brain and bare your heart and soul. So thank you for that. I really mean it a lot. So you guys, thanks for being here with us. We appreciate it. And see you next Tuesday. So, love you. Bye, you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.